right, gentlemen. So I'm taking attendance as letting you all in, so just hold tight while I check people in. But yeah, if you made it to the Zoom, you are in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing with the right people. Except for this student. Okay, let me send you all a message. Um, so be sure to show your student your official Morehouse student name so that I can admit you into our session, and so that you can gain attendance credit. This is College Algebra 1 without lab. Just hang tight. Hang tight. We're about to get started. I'm just trying to get everybody in. I got one person. I'll let him in at the end, but I generally don't do that. Almost there. Okay. Oh, we got people coming. Let's see. Yeah, guys, you want to definitely, because like if I don't see you on my list and this is like a random name, you know, I'm inclined not to let you in. Okay, I can verify this one. Ooh. Okay, got him. There's still one person. I don't know. I hate to not let them in, but okay. All right. So I'm gonna take a chance. Let me see. Still got people popping in. Okay. All right. So there is one user I just let in. They have their name set as Zoom user. Um, so I don't know who that is. You need to go and like change your stuff so that you can get credit. I let you in today just because it's the first day, but generally, like, so I take attendance as I let students in. But you had to, your name needs to show how it is on my roster for you to get credit. So if your name shows Zoom user, you didn't get credit until you update your name and I find you on my roster. So let's kind of jump into where we are to what's going on today. So this is College Algebra. I know it says with lab. I haven't updated. It's essentially the same information with or without lab, at least as far as I'm concerned. But there are some changes. But this is College Algebra without lab. This is just regular College Algebra 1. My name is Mr. Pfeiffer. I know I'm not showing anything. That's just how I decided to do it today. Um, and let me give you a little bit of my backstory. Again, if your profile is showing Zoom user, you want to update that or like DM me so that you can get credit. And then just going forward, just show your student name. I generally don't let students in that don't show their name. Let's let this person in. I think that either that person was a student of mine from before or they're related to somebody that was a former student of mine. And I'm not seeing them on my roster. Let me check another. Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna just. Okay, let me let them know that I don't see them. Uh, I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna leave them. Okay, because I don't want to waste any more of you guys' time. So, again, this is College Algebra. I am Mr. Pfeiffer. This is College Algebra 1, and let me just give you a little bit of my backstory. So I did graduate from Morehouse. I graduated in 2006. I got to the level of I earned a master's in applied mathematics from Florida Institute of Technology, and I've been teaching at the collegiate level for about 10 years. And so I am glad to see you all here, whether you're supposed to be or not. I'm glad that you're here, that you're alive and well, and you're making it through this thing we call a pandemic. We're all multidimensional beings having a human experience, but we're here, we're experiencing it, you're making it through. We all have our highs and the lows. And with that being the case, that's why we're meeting in the way that we are as far as remote and online, right? So I still need to update a lot of our information because I just got access. It's not even full access to everything, but I got access to enough in the night, like at midnight. And so I kind of had to do a lot on the fly. I think this is section. This is section 11 for College Algebra 1. Again, this is without lab. I got to update you guys' information to customize it for your class, but it's essentially the same information. Let's I guess since we have the syllabus open, let's go ahead and start there. Okay. And feel free to either unmute yourself or type in the chat. If you have questions, I do monitor the chat. And also, let me let you know that this session is being recorded. I stream it on my YouTube channel. So more of that to come, okay? So I'm going to leave that there. All right, I can minimize this. Cool. Go ahead. Yeah, that's a good question. So my intent, okay. So like I was saying, we're going to be doing, this is going to be an online course and we're going to do asynchronous. So what that means is basically the general structure for my class. Each session, all I really need you to do is check in and get your attendance, right? So I do my best to try to be a stickler for time. So like if class starts at 2, I do the best I can and start taking attendance at 2. And I try to get you out of here. We're supposed to meet twice a week for 50 minutes at a time. So you don't have to, I'm doing asynchronous, and all I really need for you to do for right now is just check in at each session and get your attendance credit. The lecture, as far as the content and information, is already pre-recorded on my YouTube channel. I'm going to show you how to access that by the end of the presentation. And so anything I want to say as far as content material is already recorded, and it's actually in a playlist, and I'll take you there and show you how to access it, but it's all there for the whole semester ready to go. And then also your homework, I use Pearson. So that's an online homework management tool. They actually explain how to do each question. That's a powerful tool. That's essentially all your homework is available and ready to go. I'm going to show you how to access this by the end of the presentation. And then so what we're going to be doing, we're basically going to be using class time, just basically like a Q&A or a homework session. Like if there aren't any specific questions, then I might just take that time to go through the homework. And my intent is to basically live stream on my YouTube channel all my sessions with all my classes. And I'm using sessions from the past as my full lectures. Because like I think in those sessions we went through the material. And I probably will do like an updated presentation, but for right now I'm just going to use the sessions that I already have recorded. So like for instance today, I mean you definitely want to say, because this is orientation, but I am streaming this on my YouTube. I'm just kind of walking you through what I expect. But then going forward, the main thing is just get your attendance credit on each day. And the way you know you got your attendance credit, you get into my Zoom session. So if class starts at 2, I like to take attendance at 2. I'll go through a first wave, and then if you show up between 2 and 2:15, then that's like, once I take that first attendance, that first pass at letting students in at 2, that's full attendance credit. And then if you show up after that but before 2:15, then I consider you late. I'll mark you as late. If you show up after 2:15, I may or may not let you in the class. But even if I do let you in the class, it's going to be absent, and you don't get attendance credit for that day. So you don't have to stress too much about that. It doesn't affect your grade, but it does affect, your standing in the class. Because I think you're allowed. In the past, it was like as many unexcused absences as there are credit hours. In the past, this was a 3-credit course, but now it's a 2-credit course, so you might only be allowed 2 unexcused. So between 2, definitely at 3, then you're kind of pushing it. So we want to just keep the unexcused absences to a minimum. The main thing is just to be in communication with me. Just communicate. Say, hey, as long as you're just checking in, I just need you to check in, make sure your questions are getting answered, making sure you're staying on top of your assignments. Okay. So again, so these are being recorded. You can always go back, you should be able to go back and like listen and watch the presentation. Let me kind of try to take some time and make our way through the syllabus and get you oriented. Feel free to type your questions in the chat. I'm going to kind of mute the audio for right now for a little bit, just so I can kind of get through. And then I'll look at the chat at the end, and we'll have a Q&A. Let me see who's in the room, because I know there's one person. Let's see. There we go. Got that one. That's fine. And then let me let this student in. Tell him I didn't see him on my roster. Okay. So, Mr. Baptiste, I don't know if you can hear me or not. I don't know if you're in the right time or not. I didn't see you on this roster though. Like everyone else I let into the class, I saw on the roster, but I didn't see you on my roster, Mr. Baptiste. Just giving you a heads up so that you might need to contact the registrar, or I don't know if you just have the wrong time. I just wanted you to be aware of that, Mr. Baptiste. Okay. I'm marking others as absent. So, okay. All right, so I'm gonna let that be. Okay. All right, yeah. So again, the way I take attendance is generally like by me letting you into my room. That's why I do the waiting room, and I take attendance as I let students in. Okay, so let's make our way through the syllabus. We'll pause for the cause, and then we'll kind of go from there. So again, now this is College Algebra without lab. Again, I do need to kind of make some edits or updates. Let me kind of do this just so you know. And I access this on our Blackboard page. So I'm just going to say like this. So this is just regular College Algebra 1. And again, I'll be updating the information. I just got access very late, so I kind of standardized it. I think this is section 11, okay? And I don't even think I can see the CRN right now. So my name is Mr. Pfeiffer, okay? I think I gave a little bit of backstory, so I am at the level of Mr., not Doctor. You can call me Professor, and that's fine. You can contact me at my Morehouse email, so it's basically my first name dot last name at morehouse.edu. That email is good for records, but that's not the best way to communicate with me, because I get a lot of emails and I just tend to ignore them until I have to look at them. So whenever you need to reach me, email anyway, just to have it on file. But basically, we're going to be using like the class time as like office hours. Because this is asynchronous, because my lectures are pre-recorded and loaded on my YouTube channel, and the homework is essentially self-motivated, we're going to use class time as like a study session, Q&A. The best way to use my content knowledge is to ask me specific questions. Like if you say, hey, I just don't get the concept of maximizing a parabola, I'm going to be like, I'm going to try to point you towards a question, versus if you say, hey, I was going through the homework and I got stuck on this question, I couldn't get through it, then I'll just walk you through that. That's a much better use of my content. It is a good idea. It is a good idea to have the contact of at least 2 or 3 of your classmates in all of your classes. I do encourage you all to start like a group me or something like that. I just encourage that across the board, and you guys work together. I think that's a great idea, because you're going to need that kind of ability for your entire life. The better you all are able to work together, the better off you'll be. But yeah, so you can use my email just for records, but it's best to just ask me during class. And if you need to kind of be private, I can do like breakout rooms and we can talk one-on-one for a moment. But we're going to use class time as like office hours and questions and things of that nature. And if there aren't questions during class time, more than likely, I'll probably just go through the homework. You'll have the same questions just with different numbers, right? Let's kind of keep going. I'm trying to get an office phone, like a virtual phone, but I just don't have one right now. Let's see. Again, a Zoom link. I think this code is how you access the right now. That will change once I kind of get my information from Morehouse updated. I'll be checking the chat. I see some activity in the chat. I'll check that momentarily. Again, we're going to use the class time as office hours. Okay. This class meets, and it's not Monday and Friday, so I got to update this. It's supposed to be Monday, Wednesday, 2 to 2:50. And the dates, I think it goes from today until that's supposed to be the 10th of December. So I'm going to make all these changes and update and make it available to you. We are meeting via Zoom, so right now this link, this session is fine. If you made it here, again, you're ahead of the game. You're taking steps in the right direction. You can use this QR code. You should know how to use a QR code. Not difficult. And again, you made it into this Zoom, so that's fine. Again, we talked about the office hours. We're gonna use class time for that, and also I'm open to other times by appointment. So like the reason I went on the class time because that's a time when I know that everybody's available, and I know that you can like meet and ask questions at that time, and that's what it's for. So we're just gonna use it just like a study session, homework session kind of thing. Um, but if we can schedule other times outside of that. So to get into this course was basically the placement exam. Mm, yeah, and that's kind of how you get here. And let's kind of do a quick discussion on the grading rationale. So you like once I update you all's, let's go like this. Once I update your syllabus, you can ignore basically this line and this line. So your grade is what you see between the two purple lines. Basically, your homework is 10%, any quizzes or classwork is going to be 10%, your exams are going to total 60%, and your final is 20, right? So yeah, I think that's 100, right? So you can ignore the lab portion and that you can ignore those two lines that I striked out. And then basically 90s are A's, 80s are B's, 70s are C's, so on and so on. Officially passing any course at Morehouse College is going to be a C, and for my class, a C is going to start at 70%. Below a C, some programs let you move forward with the D, many do not, all right? So you want to aim for like an A or B, right? If you aim for C, you probably fall into D, right? Okay, I'm going to let that be A, B, C's. Okay, anyway. And just a brief overview. So that's kind of like an overview of the concepts that we're going to be talking about throughout the semester. And now this part of the syllabus, this is basically a play-by-play of what we're going to be doing pretty much from the beginning until the end. For instance, for week 1, which is this week, we're going to work on section 1.1, graphs and equations. The PowerPoint, the video lecture for that is already available. I do think I need to go back and redo that one though because you can hear the audio but you can't see the video. But I think it's enough for you to kind of get started. And I'm probably gonna be redoing like all the sections. But for right now, I'm just gonna use what I have access to and go forward from there. Homework is already assigned for all of these sections that you see, and I'll show you how to access it momentarily. You can ignore that. And then the last page of the syllabus is basically a document saying that you've gone through the syllabus, you understand what's expected of you out of the course, and you'll abide by the rules of the course. You can just hold tight on this page for right now because, again, I need to update things. But when it's ready, then basically on this line you would print, sign your name, put your Morehouse email and the date that you do it. And I'm gonna make a drop folder where you can drop this kind of information. So like if you were at home, you could like print it out, fill it out by hand, take a picture, and then load the picture into your drop folder, your Dropbox. Or if you're able to, like if you have a tablet or some way to write digitally, you can sign it digitally and put it in your Dropbox. But you just got to hold off on that because I still got to update things. Again, I got access rather late. Another thing I would like to walk you through, and we can you should be able to see the screen. I'm going to check the chat really quick. Okay, so I see some things in the chat. Let me see. Let me go back to the beginning. Yeah, that was me to everyone. This is College Algebra 1 without lab. Again, I got to update the syllabus. Okay, so the tutors, I did get a direct message about tutors. There are tutors available. I would contact the math department first. I want to say the point person for that might be Dr. Clark. There are tutors. We've had them in the past, and you've already paid for them, so you don't have to pay anything extra. You just need to connect with them. But just contact the math department, and they will tell you how to connect with them. You definitely want to take advantage of the tutors. That's what they're there for. They're just sitting waiting for people to ask them questions. I know that a lot of times my presentation can be a little bit like daunting and intimidating for whatever reasons. I don't know why. But I get it. I was there. So that's why the tutors are in place. And you have a lot of support. I'm going to show you some other support tools that we have momentarily. Let's see. Yes, Mr. Baptiste. Okay, we got some a face to. Yeah. So, Mr. Baptiste, just contact the registrar. I just didn't have you on my roster. Like when I went through my roster just now, unless you're supposed to be in another section, like unless you're supposed to join at another time. But as far as this section 11, I didn't have you on my roster. But I know that they were making some changes, so don't stress too much about today. It's not gonna. We're not. The first day or so, it's a little bit lax. But let me show everyone. Let me check. Let me show everyone. Okay, yeah. So there was a question about if the computer crashes, how to accept homework. So let's talk about how to access my YouTube, and let's talk about how to access the homework, right? So you should be able to see. So when you log into like Banner, you should be able to see the screen now. Like it should look something like what you see. So when you log into our Blackboard, it looks like this, and you click on this link. It says College Algebra 1 with Lab Fall 2021, right? If you click on the link, these folders open up. The syllabus that we just went through, I think, is there, but again, I'm going to be updating that. You were able to access my Zoom, so you're in a good place to be able to do that. So let's see. I'm going to update this. I know that should be empty. This daily PowerPoint lecture slide should be empty for right now. I'll update it with relevant material momentarily. Now, section 4 are on assignments or the homework. So let's click on this folder number 4 that says assignments. Okay. And when we click that, you should get these like Pearson, these links like this. The one that we really need is the first one that says My Math Lab All Assignments. So what this is where our homework is going to be. Right here where it says All Assignments. So when you click on it, it should prompt you to register. I think you do have to pay for it. I know my students in the spring had to pay. And I think it ran about $120, right? Even so you have to work that out. It's like your books and materials. And so whether you're ready to pay now or late or not, when you click on it, go ahead and register anyway, set up your account, and you should see a link that says get 14 days of temporary access. So, if you need more time to pay, just go ahead and click on that 14 days of temporary access and go ahead and get started on your assignments. You don't want to let this stuff pile up. Let's go ahead and click on this. And I've already registered. I already have an account. Um, and yeah, so I just turned the audio back on. Uh-oh. Did I not? Oh, I got to make another one. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and do this now. Give me just a second. That's a pain. Can I just link it to the one that's already... Let me think about this. Maybe not. Give me a moment, gentlemen. I think I'm just gonna have to make a separate one. I didn't want to have to make a separate one. I was kind of hoping I can get them all. I think I'm just gonna have to make a separate one. It would have been nice to have them all in one, but that's okay. I think is it this one? Yeah. Let's just do this one. That sucks. Okay, but that's fine. That's how these things go. So I'm gonna go ahead. This is section 11, right? So this is College Algebra 1. How did I title? Let's do MAT, Math 105. This is section 11. We meet, Monday, Wednesday at 2 p.m., fall 2021. Okay, I think that's relevant information. Okay. I'm going to let that be. Okay, it starts from today. Man, that sucks. I wish I could have. I thought they were all linked. In the old system, I would have been able to do it. Let's see. This is going to be available until October 31st. Instructors can copy, create. Okay. So let me try again, because this is usually pretty quick. Now, let me forewarn you about using Pearson. Let me see the time. Yeah, I think, we're okay on time. So let me just kind of forewarn you, like Pearson is fine. It's a powerful tool. just know that the closer we get to like midterms and the final, it's liable to slow down. Let me make a statement about the midterm and the final. So I kind of want to try something a little different this time for the midterm. I want to do an oral exam for the midterm, right? So what that means is I intend to make a survey monkey, like where you schedule blocks and then everybody chooses a slot and you basically need to answer like questions, like a few questions for about 15 minutes or so. So kind of anticipate an oral exam for your midterm. And then the department does a common final exam, right? It's a departmental final exam. So it's going to be a little bit different than what we're used to. But everything else is going to be here on this My Math Lab all assignments. Let me try to see if it's ready now. If I open it. Okay, this looks pretty good. And I think the dates look good. I'm just going to go with it for now. I think this is essentially the same thing I had for my students from earlier. So this will do for now. I need to go through and update those things. Are there any questions? Like, let me check the chat again. Just feel free if you have questions. So someone was able to successfully start a group me. So there is a link in the chat. So you don't have to worry too much about the textbook. There was a question about the textbook. All you really need to do is log into Blackboard because everything is there in Blackboard. If I go back, right? So like if I go to Blackboard, let me go back. As soon as you log in to our course on Blackboard, you'll get to this link. If you want to see the book, you open the link and then you go to folder number 4, which is assignments. And then from there, so even though you have all assignments here, if you go down, you got this e-text, right? So that's going to take you directly into the book that we're going to be using. So all the stuff for homework and book is all here. It is the Pre-Calculus Essentials by Rottenberg Waters, but you don't want to buy the book, just get access here, just because this is going to have everything that you need. And all you need is this first link. Okay, let me check the chat again. Again, feel free to unmute yourself if you have questions or type in the chat. Let me check the chat. Oh no, go back. Go ahead. Hmm. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'd rather just keep you moving than try to hold. I don't want to hold anybody back. That was a great question. His question was basically like, if he's ahead and like say the class is on week 2, but he's on week 5, can he ask questions from week 5? And I think that's okay. Um, let's hop back over. So the assignments are available. There's some more changes I want to do there, but it's fine for now. Um, so yeah, there's an e-text, all assignments. So everything is here. There's another link that I want to bring to your attention. So just below folder number 4, assignments, is another important link. This is where my pre-recorded lectures are. So there's 2 main playlists. This one has the lectures that I want you to kind of start with for each section. The first couple of ones I think I may have some kind of error. So I'm going to go back and like redo these. But for right now, we can start with these and this will be fine. When you click on the link, it takes you to a playlist of basically these are like my sessions from about a year ago. Yeah, a year ago. Um, but it's the same information, and I'm just probably just gonna go. I'm just gonna redo it and just make a master file for each section. But these are recorded sessions from my students of the past, and and I have more stuff on my channel, but I just tried to kind of pull what you needed. Again, like the first 2 videos, I think the video may have gone out, but the audio works. But then I think the rest of them work. Again, that's why I'm going to be updating and redoing them, right? So again, that's available. That's available here. So that's my YouTube channel. My name on YouTube for this is called Beautiful Mind. So Beautiful Mind Pfeiffer. And then handouts. Go ahead, Mr. Massey. Yeah. Yep. Yep. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's why, because that's exactly why I decided to do asynchronous. What I found when we first had to move online is like when I tried to do synchronous, it was just way too many technical issues. Either my stuff wouldn't work, or the internet would be down, or other stuff wouldn't, other people's, technology wouldn't work, and there was no way for me to verify whether they were being genuine or not. So to me, the more reasonable thing is to just be asynchronous, and what that means is that each session, all I need you guys to do is get your attendance. You can make your way through the lectures at your own pace, through the homework at your own pace. You saw I had all the homework available with their corresponding due dates. Let's hop back over to the assignments really quickly. These are great questions. So if we open up the assignments, again, it'll look like this, and we might make our way through the first one. Our time is okay. But you see, today is the 18th, and this is due on Monday at 9 a.m. Monday at 9 a.m. Okay, and then each week is due the following week at 9 a.m. If you look, notice we have an assignment for week 1, an assignment for week 2, assignment for week 3, but then it skips week 4. Then we have an assignment for week 5, 6, and 7, but then it skips week 8, and then it skips week 12. What do you think happens at weeks 4, week 8, and week 12? What do you think happens? No. Yeah, the exams, right? So that's when you can anticipate exam 1 to be week 4. So we'll take that week. So my intent is on a homework on this section on this page here. I have all of your homework assignments are available. I want to have all of your quizzes available, but then the exams I want to release those like for maybe 5 days at that time. So I'll probably open it up on that Wednesday, and it'll be due that Monday. So you'll have it like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? And it'll only be open for those times. Now, even though all of these assignments have a due date already, you can actually work on any assignment that I create for you guys past the due dates. You get unlimited attempts, and it's set to take your highest score, right? So in my eyes, it's kind of a freebie, but people don't take it like a freebie. So that's one of the main reasons why I keep doing it, because everybody doesn't take advantage of it. And like even though it's late, it'll be late with like the late penalty is like only 10%. So you could submit any assignment late and still get an A minus, like all the way up until the very end. I think the final date might be something like December 1st or something like that. But yeah, so we can anticipate like exam 1 during week 4, exam 2, the oral exam during week 8, a third exam during week 12, and then a common final exam like after around week 14 or 15, something like that. Yeah, let me check some other stuff. So go ahead. Go ahead. So the oral exam, basically what I would want, I would make like some time slots, like a survey monkey, and have everybody sign up for different times. And then you have to, I'm just going to give you like a few random questions, and I want you to like work through them orally. And so like you can either, whatever kind of presentation you're comfortable doing, you can either like audibly, like I need to see your video. You either like walk me through and tell me what to write, or you can like write down a question yourself and like turn your phone into a makeshift projector. You can get a little bit creative with it, but you just got to be prepared to like convince me that you know you know what you're talking about. You see what I'm saying? It it does, but you don't have to get a physical book. You can use this ebook right here. It's right here. Yeah, yeah. You can use the ebook. That way, as long as you can get on the web, you can access the book. These are great questions. Let me see the time. Go ahead. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Just answer it. However, yeah. Just follow the prompts. Um, Also, another thing I wanted to mention, there will be opportunities for like extra credit. You can like in my class generally you can earn up to like 10% extra credit. And so like some things I'm open to, like if you wanted to do a research projects or something like approved like that's pre-approved. What I mean by that is like for instance, I'm a gamer, right? I play like two main games. I mostly play like Mobile Legends. Bang Bang is like the main game I play, and basically Mobile Legends is like a 5-on-5 capture the flag battle royale style game. But then the other one is like Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. So if you wanted to like do a research project, like if you do research, you develop something. If you get publication, like to me, that's an automatic max extra credit because I've never even published anything. But if you did something like that, I would just max out your extra credit automatically. But if you wanted to research like some potential topics of like research topics, if you wanted to, we can prove it, get it approved, sit down and like see what we can do. Some concepts like for instance, with the mobile legends, some of the research in math is like war strategy. So like zoning and or you take some like if you look at some of the research that's been done in chess, those are applicable in the game of Mobile Legends that I play. Because like in chess, it's all this game on the battle for the center. That video game is actually the same thing. It's like a dynamic live version of chess. But you have to like think ahead. You have to bait your opponent. You have to get into rhythm and breaking frequencies and things like that. So there are like applicable like research topics in math that apply to the games, and it don't have to be those games. It could be something else that you love. Um, for instance, the other game I play is Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, but it uses RNG technology, like random number generating technology. And so then you can like do studies on randomness and like, okay, how can if the system is random, how random is it? Can you predict it? How, with what percent accuracy can you predict, whatever card, how many summons would you have to do to get the card that you want? Like stuff like that. It's actual like real mathematics that you can do in these games. Um, go ahead. Go ahead. I have not watched it. I've been intending to watch it, but I haven't watched it. Yeah, I probably will. But yeah, I mean, I think I just had a foghorn leghorn moment just there. I say, but but I think that's the gist. I think that's the gist of what I wanted to get into today. We made it through the syllabus. You made it into our Zoom. So for right now, the way you access Zoom is how we're gonna be doing it going forward. Until I get access to my Morehouse link, then it might change at that point. But I'll notify you. I'll be updating the syllabus with like more accurate information, and I'm gonna be filling in. I'm gonna be like creating links and things so you can like access lecture slides and other things, these handouts and things of that nature. Um, we still have like a solid 10 minutes. I want to keep you for like about 5 more minutes. So since we do have 5 minutes, let me see, who do we have? Let me see my list. Probably should have. Let's do it like this. Participants. How do I do that? Users. There it is. Okay, I'm going to call in a few students at random, and I just want you guys to like just introduce yourself. I'm trying to get to as many people as I can, and let's start off with volunteers. But just like introduce yourself, say your name, your year, your degree. Uh, let's do your name, year, your major, um, something like your favorite thing to do, and something interesting about yourself. So name your major, um, your favorite thing to do, and something interesting about yourself. Now, the first one I saw, I think it was Massey. So Mr. Massey was the first one that I saw. Your favorite thing to do and something interesting about yourself. Oh, I'm an avid hiker. I love hiking. You speak French? That's awesome. All I know is s'il vous plaît, mademoiselle. I don't know French at all. Okay, that was awesome. Okay. I think Baptiste, did you want to go? Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So you're ahead of the game. See, that's I need to solicit your services because my site needs like attention like that, and I just been avoiding it. Like I really wanted to sit down and like okay, I've seen where people will film somebody dancing and then they'll put like the 2D like swiggly line on top of it, and it's like it creates this effect like that's this unique like almost like aura in Dragon Ball Z. It's fantastic. I've been intended to do that. I don't know if you're able to do stuff like that and like some kind of logo. Like I need to get a logo and all that kind of stuff. But that's an actual powerful ability to have in this day and age because everything is going online. You know what I mean? Okay, I think I saw JC Mr. Bush was next. I think I'm just gonna